Misses high for ball one. Bandits starters have had some issues. They've been really good typically out of the bullpen, at least in the opening series against the Talons, but they have struggled to get quality starts. Brady takes outside corner, strike two.
I remember Jocelyn Erickson was talking to Amber Pfizer about working that river to chalk line, just like the pitch right there on the outside corner to Maya Brady, trying to get a little bit off the edge of the plate. We'll continue to try to look for that. That's the thing that I think Amber Pfizer has done such a good job of early this season, is working more off the plate, not making very many mistakes, even to the point where maybe she gives up some free passes because of it early in the season. She's just trying to settle in and figure out the strike zone, see how far off the plate that she can get. And it's Amber Pfizer is a pitcher that will rely mostly on a lot of different variations of her curveball, being able to throw that as an off-speed pitch as well as a backdoor curveball, mix the ball up in the zone with her rise a little bit as well.
Just missing on the outside corner that time. That ball more on the chalk than in the river. 3-2 count to Brady to start the game. We saw Maya down in the count 1-2. That was kind of a trend yesterday in the first inning for Bree Copeland as the Bandits starter, but she was unable to punch some of these batters out. And now it is a walk to Brady to lead things off.
That was just missed there at Amber Pfizer. I think can't believe it. That is a pitch that she got called, it seemed to me, got called earlier in the count, didn't get it there, but that is an even better eye by Maya Brady. However, in order to have success against this explosive Spark team, that's a pitch she's going to have to get called.
Ball one to Sydney Romero, who has become the everyday shortstop for this Oklahoma City Spark team. We've seen Sid a lot at third, a little bit at second as well in her professional career. Tremendous athlete, now a sixth-year pro from Murrieta, California. Played her college ball at Oklahoma. She's currently an assistant coach at Oregon under Missy Lombardi. Ground ball left side. A little hesitation by Williams at a low throw, and it's going to be an early defensive miscue for the Bandits. This haunted them a little bit in the opening series, and it comes back to bite them here in the first inning.
Well, the thing that threw all of this off was the fact that Maya Brady was running on the pitch, so she's going to go ahead and get a much quicker lead than what Sammy Williams expected from her. So no play at second base, forced her to rush her throw to first base, not set her feet properly, and pull Taryn Kern off of the bag at first base. And then Maya Brady going to go ahead and work her way all the way to third.
Sydney Sherrill swinging first pitch. That is strike one. It does go down as an error on the third baseman, Sammy Williams. Sydney Sherrill was one of their 3 home run hitters yesterday, the only one that was not a member of the Bandits last year. Sherrill actually played for the Spark last year. Outside, the throw down from Erickson, and now trouble by Brady, going to play with the defense over at third. And I think Aaron Koffel said, we're not going to take any chances here. We're going to run you back to first.
First and third situations, every softball infielder has a love-hate relationship with these, as well as base runners. Sydney Romero throws on the brakes, trying to get herself into a rundown to see how the Bandits are going to play it, and trying to lure them into making a throw, and they did not, because once they would have made a throw against her, got distracted from Maya Brady at third base, and she would have gone ahead and tried to take home.
Do you like Koffel just hanging on to it there and running the runner back?
Yeah, that's best thing to do, especially after an error was already committed in this inning.
Saw Pfizer dance out of some jams in the opening series against the Talons, made 2 appearances against Utah. 7 innings pitched, just 4 hits allowed and 3 strikeouts. Her opponent batting average in those 2 appearances was just 154. Sydney Sherrill, a 5th-year pro, actually playing not far from home. She's from Moore, Oklahoma, played her college ball at Florida State. Fouls this off herself. Ooh.
Amber Flores, the head coach of the Spark, there to talk to her. Amber Flores, a terrific player that played at OU. has probably taken 1 or 2 off of her own leg, so understands the pain that that can cause in the middle of an at-bat.
2-2 to Cheryl. Kind of off the end of the bat. Circle slides in to make the play. Brady's going to come home, and she's going to score.
Remember yesterday, Spark were so good with 2 strikes. Just a productive out here by Sydney Sherrill to get this outside pitch well off the plate and be able to poke it out to left field. That somehow is deep enough with Maya Brady's speed to be able to score her. There's a couple of mistakes here. You know, free pass to Maya Brady on some pitches that I thought should have been called strikes against her, but calls go her way. Brady takes the walk. There's an error after that, and it leads to a quick Spark run.
Bubba Nichols Camarena down in the count 2-0. Second best power hitter in the league a year ago at 7 home runs, 18 RBIs as a member of this Bandits team. One of 3 Bandits selected by the Spark in the expansion draft. Three-run home run in the first inning yesterday. Takes inside 3-1. Just feels like the Bandits needed a reset after yesterday. Didn't go their way really quickly, and then game was at about 1 hour and 27 minutes long. It was the fastest game in Athletes Unlimited history.
Yeah, absolutely flew by. And the thing about their home runs, that the way that they hit yesterday, they were swinging early in the count too. But you know, they were great with 2 strikes. Like, they were aggressive when they needed to be, and then with 2 strikes, they were tough outs. They just did not give in easily. 12 hits that the Spark had yesterday.
That is strike 3 on the inside corner to Bubba, and there's 2 outs. But Romero does take second.
Jocelyn Erickson trying to frame up this pitch for a little bit longer. They get the call off the inside corner, and then of course Bubba Nichols Camarena walking in front of her before that throw.
First stolen base of the year for the Spark belongs to Sydney Romero. Conference here with the Bandits head coach Shonda Stanton and her infield.
It's a really young infield that she's talking to right now. Rookie back behind the plate, and Erickson, complete rookie right side with Agbayani at second and Taryn Kern at first.
The most veteran of the group is Sammy Williams, the third baseman. This is her first year on the Bandits, and it's her first year in the AUSL. And then Erin Koffel, who was the MVP last year, is just in her 3rd professional season. So you're talking about a 24, 25-year-old as your second most veteran presence on the infield. A really good one at that.
Really good.
First pitch in the air off the bat of Wiz, back to the track and off the wall. Delaney Wiz continues to rake against her old team, and that's going to go down as an RBI triple for Delaney. She is 4 for 4, a triple, and 2 home runs in the series.
Well, and that is the 3rd triple for the Spark in these 2 games. The wind is always a nuisance here at this field, and right now it's going from left to right, and I think difficult for these outfielders to track down balls accurately with the way that it's going to move any ball in the air around.
Another frustrating start for the Bandits in game 2 of this series. Now Jessie Warren, another one that was added out in the expansion draft, but she came over from the Texas Volts. You see the comparison at the top of this order. That was really the difference yesterday. It's the top 5 in each order, the production that they saw.
This is the key to the first game. 1 through 5 hitters for the Spark were absolutely on fire. 4 home runs, had all those RBIs. But 1 through 5 for the Bandits, 0 for 10, 6 strikeouts, only had a couple of walks. So in 1 through 5, the top half of the Spark offense has just been on a roll.
The defense has struggled for the Bandits as well. Both runs in this inning unearned. If you go back to the first series with the Talons, I think you and I talked after that there were probably some more unearned runs in there as well.
Oops.
She will see Morgan Zirkle to lead things off. That is ball 1 outside to one of the best hitters in the league. Zirkle held hitless yesterday, but did walk 1 time. We showed you the top 5 in the order. 0 for 10 for the Bandits yesterday. Zirkle on the board. A base hit through the left side. They need a response.
That was a hard hit ball off of her bat too. 78 miles an hour, squaring one up to start things out.
From Zirkle to Koffel and then Kern and Erickson, couple rookies. Mary Jacopo hit her first home run of the season, a blast to center field yesterday for their lone run in that 9-1 run rule loss. Aaron Koffel takes strike 1 from Gould. Koffel, a rare day for her yesterday. Not just 0 for 3, but struck out twice. As ball 1 low in the turf here in Rosemont. Wind continues to gust from left to right pretty aggressively. Much cooler day today. You can see the movement on that pitch, just didn't get back in the strike zone, but it really dances.
Has a spin rate of about 2,400 RPM, which is very high.
3-1. Strike 2. Aaron Koffel walked 6 times in the opening series against the Talents. She hit 500, but she was only 3 for 6 because she had so many free passes. You talked about the rookie bats needing to step up, and that's one of the reasons why. But Koffel sees one she likes here and sends it out into left field. So the first 2 are aboard for Chicago.
Yeah, just a good at-bat of making Peja Gould bring up her pitches in the zone. She gets a curveball that is coming in at 59 miles an hour, and she's just able to stay with it. Slightly out in front of that, but sees one that's up in the zone and tries to make the most of it. And now 2 on for the Bandits trying to answer back, and already a quick timeout being called by Amber Flores and Courtney Martinez to come out and talk to the pitching staff and the defense.
So this is an interesting dynamic here because Peja Gould is used to getting visits from someone who is in the other dugout right now. And behind that bar is Taryn Mowat-McKinney, the first-year pitching coach for the Bandits, who has now delivered back-to-back draft picks in the AUSL. Last year it was Raylan Chafin, who had an unbelievable rookie season. This year it is Peja Gould. So these two obviously have a great relationship.
Well, and Kirk Walker, the GM of the Spark, talked about that was a big reason he wanted to take Peja Gould was because of her working and developing with Taryn Mowat-McKinney at Mississippi State and the success that he saw from Raylan Chafin when he was an assistant coach on the Talons last season when they won the championship. So very familiar with the Mississippi State pitchers. There's Kirk Walker right there on the right talking to Jenny Dalton-Hill, the GM of the Bandits, taking in the game right next to each other. He gave Taryn Mowat-McKinney a lot of credit for helping to develop Peja Gould, and he had his eye on her.
How many times, really in the opening 3 games for the Bandits, did we see the door was open to really kind of kick it in from an offensive perspective? They're down 2 runs here, so they're not going to do that with 1 swing. But nobody out, top of your order, rookie pitcher in the circle. They need a big inning. Kern takes strike 1, 1-1 count.
Well, these 2 rookies are put into a big position, hitting 3 and 4 in the order. The run driver inners, providers with Taryn Kern and Jocelyn Erickson. Like, they have to step up and score some runs. And Jenny Dalton-Hill, she wasted no time telling us before the opening game that our season is dependent upon the 3 rookies that we have in the lineup. They've continued to put them in the 3 and 4 holes. A lot of belief in Taryn Kern and Jocelyn Erickson, both lefty power hitters hitting back-to-back.
Off the end of the bat, foul. There's big shoes to fill, too, because the shoes they are stepping into, one of them's behind the plate, Delaney Wiz, who got selected in the expansion draft. The other one's out in left field, Bubba Nichols Camarena, who were both Bandits last year. And the other one is Sydney McKinney, who's still waiting to return from her Japanese professional league season. But she was the batting champion last year, led the league in average. 3-2 count to Kern. Takes ball 4.
I just kind of feel like we're missing some pitches here early in this game. That looked like a strike to me. I'm not really sure where that pitch missed. You see it on Delaney Wiz's face, and it's a tough situation now. She does not get the call with the bases loaded now.
This is a big spot for Jocelyn Erickson, who had so many opportunities in the first series with runners in scoring position. She was just 1 for 8 in that opening series. So 8 of her 10 at-bats came with runners in scoring position. None have been bigger than this spot right here. And you know what Erickson can do. Massive run producer, at 74 RBIs as a senior for Tim Walton at Florida this year.
Nobody in the league has had more opportunities early on this season with runners in scoring position than Jocelyn Erickson. 9 at-bats. She's leading the league with at-bats with runners in scoring position, and just 1 hit to show for it. In second place would be Tori Vidalis behind her with 7 at-bats with runners in scoring position of the Portland Cascade.
One-two count. The Bandits are 0 for 3 with the bases loaded. Had an opportunity against the Talons with nobody out and could not come through in that series. Back up the middle off of Gould, and Erickson is aboard to score the first run for the Bandits.
Jocelyn Erickson, of course, has hit against Paige Gould when she was at Florida, so familiar with her, has some experience off of it. Not an easy pitch to get to at all. It's a pitcher's pitch, but Paige Gould just cannot handle that ball off the end of the bat with the bases loaded. Could have been an out at home. So it hits off of her glove, and could be a run for Chicago.
It will go down as an RBI single for Erickson, and the Bandits needed something like that, just a bounce to go their way. So they will see a new pitcher, the rookie out of Duke, Cass